What's up, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of the I Heart Wrestling Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, TJ Stokes, and alongside me is the pride of Long Island, Tyler Overstreet.
Good to be here with you today, and we're on a new podcast, new format, new show. Now, the old one that we had, we weren't really consistent with it, and, we're on a new stage here, so am I right, TJ?
Yeah, man, we're back, and if you guys didn't know, Tyler and I used to have another wrestling podcast. We moved on. We got busy working on a lot of shows that you guys are going to see this year, Universe Mode, and a lot of other great things, and Tyler said one day we should do another wrestling podcast, and I was like, that works, because the demand was there for another wrestling podcast. I think you guys have asked us, what do you guys think about this 2K16 trailer? What do you guys think about that? And we're working on things for that as well. And you guys have asked us a lot of questions. I haven't heard your opinion. So the demand for a podcast has been here. So now this is a labor of love, and that's why we call it the I Heart Wrestling Podcast. We love wrestling, and we love you guys, and we want to share that love with you guys for wrestling. Not just WWE, not just TNA, because I don't know how many people love TNA, but we love wrestling. Mm-hmm. Not just pro wrestling, not just sports entertainment wrestling at the end of the day. And this is where our passion and our love lies. We do what we love, and that's what we're going to continue to do, because we heart wrestling. And we love you guys. So this is a love letter from us to you guys. So you guys, this was a gift from us.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, Ty? You know what I was watching recently, surprisingly?
What was that, TJ?
I was watching TNA Impact Wrestling. We're going to talk about that later. But, I was watching TNA, and long story short, I didn't completely want to tear my eyes out.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
I didn't feel like I was looking straight into Medusa's eyes or something like that. Like I was going to turn into stone. No, I didn't feel that way. A good bit of last year, I actually enjoyed TNA.
Really?
A good bit of last year. Like, the tournament was kind of good. When they moved over to Destination America, I enjoyed it. When they kicked off the year, I enjoyed it. So there was some moments of TNA where I was just like, oh, I'm really enjoying it. And that was cool, but I didn't enjoy it the whole year or anything like that. But yeah, when they first got on Destination America, for the first couple weeks, it was pretty good. July wasn't too bad. Like, overall, July was pretty decent. So I watched Destination America TNA for a while, actually. So it was kind of weird to come back and kind of get into the storylines. But yeah, I didn't want to scratch my eyes out or anything like that. I really kind of enjoyed the show.
Oh, yeah, me too. Some stuff happened, which we'll get into, but, I like this show. I didn't think the show was great or anything, but, I'm not sure I'm going to watch next week. I'm not going to guarantee that. That's what I really have to say there about TNA, for right now, at least.
Yeah, I think if they keep up the pace and the shows get a little bit better, I think they could definitely do something here.
Yeah, they can.
Something to work off of, because the show wasn't horrible, and I think they're making a little bit better decisions, so maybe the product might get a little bit better. I'm not sure how much better it can possibly get, but I'm hopeful. I'm not like, I try to look at the glass half full, not half empty, so I think TNA could do something here. I'm not saying they're going to be doing raw ratings or anything like that, and even they're dropping, but I'm just saying they can definitely do some better numbers, I think, if the product continues to get better, and people like ourselves support it if it gets good. And if worth watching, because I don't watch Raw like that anymore, and it's kind of like known that I don't watch it, and you don't really watch it that often, but from time to time you do watch it on Hulu or whatever.
No, that's gotta skim through those segments or whatever. I watch what I want to watch. I'm not gonna get into that, but go ahead.
But yeah, so TNA could definitely turn it around, I think. And I'm not talking like a huge turnaround, because they still have a lot of business issues they need to very much be addressed if they're going to turn it around as a business. But I'm talking about as a product. The stage didn't look that bad last night. There was a little bit less focus on the ring, which is interesting for TNA.
Yeah.
So I liked it, because it was actually, the arena felt a little more lit than I'm used to with TNA, so it was like, at least you're showing the crowd, and definitely they did not sell out that arena. I could tell they didn't sell it out or anything, but it was alright. I definitely enjoyed the show, and it was enjoyable, But, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is the iHeart Wrestling Podcast. It's Gamer Central's wrestling podcast, the only one we have here on Gamer Central. It's fun to come and listen, but please like and subscribe for more. Follow us on Twitter. Tyler, how the hell are you?
I'm doing great. You know, we're on a new platform here, so I mean, obviously, I'm doing great. So, how about you?
You know, I'm just hanging in there, man. Like, I'm excited. I just want to get right into the news, man. And we're gonna start off with a segment here on the iHeart Wrestling Podcast. And we're gonna start off with what is and forever will be the Wrestling Report. Go ahead, Tyler.
All right, so there's 3 items on the list. The first thing I actually want to talk about, this actually got reported yesterday. John Cena injured. John Cena is injured, and he's not likely to work WrestleMania 32. Now, I'm going to read some of this article here, and this is courtesy of CageSideSeats.com, so let me get into this here. My bad, guys. According to a report from PW Insider, John Cena has a shoulder injury that will require surgery, which is apparently scheduled for tomorrow, which is today, I guess, now, but that's why he was on Monday Night Raw this week, and that's why he only cut a promo on the SmackDown taping last night. Apparently, someone actually put it out on Twitter and actually got reported here. This is going to be maybe the first WrestleMania that John Cena isn't going to work since 2003, WrestleMania 19. So, let's read this last bit here. Still his being out means the list of top stars missing WrestleMania 32, a show Dodie hopes to be the biggest ever, is far too long for comfort. Including Cesaro, Cena, Orton, Rollins. The good news is The Rock has confirmed he'll take part on the show in some history-making form, and Brock Lesnar scheduled for a return next week. We get into that, but nah, man, I don't think this is good news really at all. I mean, granted, this is kind of what they get for not making new stars. They fed all these guys to Cena. I'm not saying this is Cena's fault, but they fed all these guys to Cena, and when, let's say because he's getting injury prone, you know, you never know, he can retire like next year, you know.
Getting older.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, you can't. You know, a guy I know on YouTube said it best. You can't put all these eggs in one basket, because when the basket, you know, breaks, then who do you have? And for the last 10 years, WWE hasn't really been building up any new stars. Granted, the connection with the roster has increased, but there's too many B-plus players. Not to go back to that, there's too many. You know what I mean? And the biggest stars probably going to miss your biggest WrestleMania. At least they're trying to make it out to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time. And a lot of stars are missing since they're injured. So that's a problem. And Cena's not going to be a part of the shows. It's depressing, man, because he's supposed to face my bad, guys, Undertaker. But apparently, I'm not sure if that was true or not. But and he's not even gonna be at the show. Or maybe, you never know. John Cena's a madman. He could come back next 2 months from now. So, and he'll be fine. But what are your thoughts on that, TJ?
That's just the thing, right? That John Cena is a beast, but I think personally, we spoke about this just a little bit before we even went to record the podcast. Was WWE's live schedule is just too much. The schedule is too much. And Matt Hardy talked about it, I think, sometime in 2015, was, hey, I don't want to be back in WWE because the schedule is just too much on my body. You can't have like a day and a half of rest, or a day, or whatever it is for WWE superstars. They can't have a day or two for just rest if your body's being pushed to its limits every single day. Gym, taping, live event, gym, taping, live event. All these things, you can't have that. It's like a Brock Lesnar schedule, but Lesnar doesn't show up like that. So it's like Lesnar eat, sleep, conquer, repeat, eat, sleep, conquer,
and that
repeat.
was Lesnar's problem before. Remember, he left. That was his problem. Like, I don't like the schedule. So, but go ahead.
And now he doesn't have to worry about the schedule at all. So, and that's the thing. I was talking with some of my friends, and they were saying, well, I think they need to put NXT stars on the main roster, but that's not going to fix the problem temporarily, maybe, because, yeah, okay, your first talent, yeah, his first faces, yeah, but number one, they don't know how, the main roster did not give a damn about these NXT stars to begin with.
Well, until Vincent dies, but
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, so they don't treat them right. So it's like, yeah, okay, they're there, yeah, they can wrestle, but the storylines are not going to be as good as they should be, and it's like nothing will be really up to snuff with how it should be. Whatever, that's just one thing, and I could throw that aside. Like I said, whatever, forget that. Even if I throw a storyline aside, say if the storylines are good, all right. And I said this about Chad Gable earlier to you, Tyler. All right?
Hey.
And the thing is, WWE, when they know something works on the main roster, they will shove it down your throat.
Yes.
Merchandise. Here's another shirt. Here's another shirt. Here, like they did with Owens. Owens in his first 3 months, what was it, like 4 or 5 shirts that would hit the market?
Yeah, I'm like, what the? Yeah, you're right.
It was just non-stop shirts because they knew Owens was clicking. They knew it would work. And they knew we would buy it like suckers because the merchandise, I'm not going to lie, was pretty appealing. I almost bought a lot of it. But I reluctantly said no. I still haven't bought a Samoa Joe shirt. I'm going to need to do that this year. But what I'm saying is, Chad Gable, all right, he would get injured if he's on the main roster because Gable worked. Oh, let's sell all this merchandise for Gable. Oh, have Gable do the Make-A-Wish. Oh, have Gable go to this commercial. Oh, have Gable come to this TV taping in the gym. Oh, live event. So he would get injured. Look at Rollins. Look at Daniel Bryan. Look at CM Punk. Look at these guys. Look at
Angle.
Look at Angle. Look at Cesaro. I was trying to name like the people who have been doing it recently. Because the schedule's even worse since Angle left. Worse. It's better with money, yes. But what's the sense of having all this money if you're just going to be back in the hospital paying these hospital bills? And maybe if WWE does pay him, that's one thing. That's all good. That's all well and dandy if WWE is paying my hospital bills. But what I am saying that I'm not happy with is that, look, Punk wanted to live like a Harley Race lifestyle where I'm going to fight injured.
Tape it up.
And he did that, and that's cool. Rollins hurt his leg. Like, I don't think he's going to come back even half of what he was. All right, maybe a little bit above half. That's cool, but he's not going to be the same.
Oh, yeah, because that's, I apologize for cutting you off, but
go ahead.
You guys need to realize, look at Edge. Some people might disagree, but when Edge came back from his Achilles injury, and TJ might even agree, I mean, he wasn't really the same. He moved slower and everything. I mean, even look at Triple H. Yeah, it's kind of like different injury, but look at the quad injury. When he came back, his matches weren't really the same from 2000 to 2001. But especially with Rollins and his moveset. I mean, TJ's right. TJ's right. He's not really going to be the same after this.
And all I'm saying is this, okay? Gable, I would hate to say it, but he's going to end up like Angle because he is going, especially his style of wrestling, he's going to have maybe a broken rib or a broken neck or something. And WWE's going to be like, go back out there, champ. You got it. And then he's going to wrestle and then something else is going to break while he's out there. And then he's going to be just on the shelf, just the way Angle was, out for probably a year. Then you see him come back. He's not the same. Good, but not the same. He's going to be the same. He's going to fall on the same fate as Angle did, and I could see it coming, and I want to be like, I called it. And you know what, it goes back to what I was saying, alright? You shove all these NXT guys up on the main roster, number one, they don't treat the storylines right, they don't treat these guys right, because they don't give them good storylines, they treat them like crap, and then on top of that, the schedule is killing them. The schedule is going to get them injured, so you're going to be back to square one where you were when you brought them all up.
Exactly.
So it's not gonna fix anything. It's no wretched, no vomit. It never gets there. And you can't just expect to do it like that and try to fix something that is broken it's broken to bits when you can't just expect it to get fixed in a quick instant. Oh, alright, put Apollo Crews, give Finn Balor, give Samoa Joe, give AJ, give all these guys real quickly. Alright, perfect fix. Merchandise, live event, tickets. Yes, tickets will sell, but they will be injured with not all of them, but look at Cesaro, look at Rollins, look at Cena, look at Tyson Kidd, look at these guys falling like flies. WWE has caught the injury bug. It's not a coincidence.
2007 all over again. It's 2007 all over again. You guys remember, but go ahead.
It's not a coincidence. A lot of people are saying this is a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. This is what's happening. Yes, Cena got injured on Raw. The rest of them were live events. I know people could say, oh, Tyson Kidd wasn't a live event. It was a dark match, which I consider a live event. And pretty sure much. It's like, it's pretty much a live event. It's not taped. Mm-hmm. So if it's not a taping and it's not a live, like a live on-air show like Raw, it's pretty much just a live event. a house show, pretty much. So, you know what? All these people who keep getting injured, live events. Rollins, you guys can even look at the YouTube video. If it's still up, that was on, that was at a live event. I forgot where it was, but it was a live event. And Cesaro, live event. Cena was Raw, but like still.
And he just came back too, you have to remember. That was his first match back and he got hurt. First match back, and you know, and Rollins just did a simple sunset flip on Kane, and his leg just buckled. So I mean, man, go ahead.
And that's the thing, man. That's the only thing. So putting these NXT guys up there, and one of my friends made the argument, well, they still have to sell seats at the end of the day. Yes, they do need to sell seats, but they're not gonna be in a good situation just selling seats. Yeah, because they're not gonna sell. They're gonna sell seats anyway. They can do whatever they want. They're WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. They can sell seats anyway. But the product could be bad or good. They will sell seats. And that's, at the end of the day, what it comes down to. And people could make that argument, whoa, what are you talking about? You're not in the business. But I can tell you this. I just go off of what I've seen. You didn't treat the NXT guys who have come up right. And you know what? I always keep saying this. People, I'm getting tired of hearing you say this. Nothing will get fixed where NXT guys are treated with some respect until Vince dies. And you know what? I'm not pro WWE. I'm pro NXT. But I'm not pro main roster. I don't watch Raw. I definitely don't watch SmackDown.
Who watches that garbage?
And that's sad. I grew up watching the main roster stuff. There was no NXT. There was FCW. There was, I think when I was younger, there was ECW. If I can't remember, I don't remember watching it though. I just can't remember. I don't remember when ECW just stopped being aired.
Oh, it stopped being, I'm a encyclopedia. It stopped being aired in 2010. They brought it back in 2006.
So it was around when I was growing up watching wrestling. Yeah, it was around or whatever. But I didn't watch it. I was watching like Raw, SmackDown. But you know that was cool and for me and everything like that. And it sucks to see how far these shows have fallen.
No, yes, and you know, go back to NXT guys a little bit. People also need to understand that NXT guys aren't invincible. They also could get injured. So, and you know, yeah. The 3-hour Raw shows is killing them. I'm not saying that's all it, but still, like, you could tell with Raw, ever since they went 3 hours, the show has been getting decreasingly bad. But, you know.
And that's the thing, buddy. I personally feel like they need to step it up. It needs to be picked up. And people are like, well, NXT guys, in your mind, you think, oh, well, NXT guys never get injured because their schedule's a lot lighter. A TNA schedule is TNA is probably just a little bit less than NXT's load because NXT is doing more tours now than TNA, which is kind of sad at this point, but NXT's a brand, no longer developmental. And so that's why they're not getting injured, but people go to the main roster and they get injured because the main roster schedule is even crazier than the NXT tour schedule.
Yeah, look at the indie dates. I mean, usually they usually work Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, and that's it really for their week. That's really it. So sometimes they get injured because they do a lot of crazy stuff, but I mean they only work usually 2-3 times a week. So.
And that's the thing, like NXT is NXT has an NXT taping, sometimes a live takeover special, and a few live events. And they have performance center trainings and stuff like that. Otherwise, their schedule is nothing compared to the main roster. So, and they appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
And it's so clear to me, and people that can't see that, I don't understand it. Personally, I just don't get it, cause it's so bold in my face that I understand it. I just feel like everybody should get it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that's why I feel like they're in trouble. And it's not, oh, Cena's gone. Yeah, people were begging for Cena at TLC. There was a Cena chant.
Let's go. See, I was like, since I watched the main event recently, and there were "Let's go Cena" chants, literally. Because people are like, well, we have Roman Reigns and Sheamus, let's go, we want Cena. I'm like, really? This shows something right here, because usually, even when Cena does good, people still want to give him the hate. There were Let's Go Cena chants at that pay-per-view. What does that tell you? And he's gone again. He's gone. He's gone again. He was the MVP of last year, people. If you guys want to disagree with me, then go ahead. He was the MVP of last year. He should have won Superstar of the Year, but I apologize.
That is besides the point at this moment in time. That's besides the point, man. I think Cena getting injured hurts the company.
Always does.
Hurts the product.
It always does.
And sure, you guys can say I'm just not going to watch, but reality, are you not going to watch? Or are you just going to keep watching and say you're not watching? I just truly don't watch Raw. You can ask me about it. I don't know. Like, I don't watch anymore. And yeah, I watch the clips on YouTube, but I'm even getting away from that at this point. I think it's hard to sit through. Even a 3-minute YouTube video, I just don't like it anymore. Ugh. And you guys can criticize me, I just don't like it. And it's hard to say. I like wrestling and everything like that, and I like storylines. That's cool, but I'm getting fed up to where I'm like, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to keep complaining about it.
Oh yeah. And even what? Go ahead, actually.
Nah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, because even when I did watch the show back last year and stuff, I'm guilty. That's my fault. But even when I did, I can't. And teachers like, oh yeah, Ty, what happened? I can't even remember. I couldn't remember since usually when I'm watching, I'm like, oh god, I just drift on my phone. The show is like unbearable at this point. It's unbearable at this point. I mean, oh man, people are gonna ask, well, what can you do to fix it? Man, we can't get into that at a later time maybe, but man, I don't know. I know, but it's kind of like, will they actually do that? That's the problem. They should cut down on the live events. People have been saying that since Edge retired. People have to remember to SmackDown 6 that, with Benoit and Angle, they used to freaking work, it used to be Benoit, Angle versus, Ray and Edge, on every live event and every usually taping. So Edge was probably taking 1 million German suplexes a night. So, man, go ahead.
I don't even know. I know it's gonna hurt the product. It's definitely hurt the company, but I don't know how much it's gonna hurt, and I just don't. I don't watch. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I don't want to be that guy to complain about it. And if you don't. Every other show, guys, every other show you don't like, you don't complain about it, you just don't watch it anymore. If I don't like a show on TV, I don't watch it anymore. I don't complain about it. I don't tweet at the writers, please fix the show. Because what is it going to do? You guys feel some type of connection where you guys feel like you have to fix it. I'm guilty of that at times as well. But I don't do that anymore. I stopped doing that over a year ago at this point, trying to fix WWE. Because why? I have no interest in trying to fix it. I have no interest for ever working for the company to ever try to fix it. And I know me not working for the company is going to help me fix the company. So I'm not going to try to waste and devote my life to fixing the company. I'm just going to talk about what I don't like and what I do like and just not worry about it. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to watch it anymore. I'm going to watch NXT. I'm going to watch what I want to watch. Because time is valuable. And if you're going to take an hour and a half, 3 hours. If you watch Raw Live, it's 3 hours with commercials. If you watch it on Hulu Plus, which I highly recommend, hour and a half. And if you watch the YouTube videos, even less. So it's just make up your mind. Don't say I'm not gonna watch, and then you just end up watching, because you're not making it better. You're a part of the problem. You are.
If you guys really want to send a message, don't watch the show. Don't even go to the freaking maybe pay-per-views. Don't go to Raw. Don't go to SmackDown. Which I see that even for SmackDown. If you guys didn't see the SmackDown arena a couple weeks ago, half of the arena was fucking empty. But still, send a message by doing that. Speak with your money. Also, don't pay for it. Okay? Because that's gonna send a message to them. Maybe it won't actually. Not mine. Maybe it won't. I don't know what's gonna get through their heads.
And you vote with your wallet, like you said. You vote with your wallet, not with your mouth. And companies get the message. Because when you hurt a company's wallet, then that's the loudest vote. That's the vote that actually matters. It's like this. And Straight Outta Compton, alright, everybody's destroying the CDs. And Dr. Dre says, well, fuck them. They already bought the CD. So it's like, you guys can hate and hate and hate, but it's like, you guys made it trend. Oh, WWE fix it. You made Raw trend. Oh, hey, look, we're trending.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, thank you. Yeah, you just helped.
That's all I give a damn about.
And you guys are a part of the problem. Just as big as everybody else. You guys are the problem as well. You guys can't say, oh, we're not the problem. How are we the problem? You guys are the problem just like everyone else. And I don't watch. I'm not saying, oh, I'm up on my high horse. I'm so much bigger. No, I'm not. But I'm just saying, I don't watch. I just don't watch, so I don't have to worry about that now. And I know I'm not that problem there. And I'm sorry. And Cena, I hope you have a speedy recovery. The guy's a maniac. And
crazy.
And I hope for WWE's sake he comes back. I hope they pull something out their butt. But please don't tell me the Bullet Club is your answer on the main roster. I hope not, because that's not gonna. It's gonna be awesome. I'm still gonna get a reaction. I'm still gonna watch, and it's gonna be great. Yes, I know that. But please, I put them on NXT for a little bit. People are like, they're too old. How are they too old? Samoa Joe is like 36, 37. Rhino is like in his 40s. He's on NXT. Yes, he's part-time. But the age, NXT's a brand now. It's no longer developmental. If you're young, you're in a performance center.
Oh, yeah. Because now they're signing older talent. You could tell it's not brand because the age is getting increasingly older over the people that they've been signing. So
that's all it is. Like that, it is getting older. It's just they are getting older. That's the thing, and it's not like, oh, we're gonna just. The young guys are in developmental and they're in the performance center. And if you guys watch Breaking Ground, it will show you that piece by piece. Oh, you're not ready to even be on the live events of NXT. You're not even ready for the tape. You're definitely not ready for the tapings if you're not ready for the live events. So those guys don't even make it into the live event doors. So yeah. And the performance center is now the developmental territory.
Pretty much, yeah.
So NXT is the brand. And to get on the brand, you have to be good enough and you have to be ready. And a lot of times you come from the PC into the live events, and from the live events to the tapings, and from the tapings, if you're some of the top, you go to the takeover specials.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really all it is. And a lot of people will say, "Well, I don't agree with that," but that's just how it is. I don't try to tell you what I want WWE to be. I tell you what it is. That's what we're discussing. And yep. I hope for WWE's sake, Cena has a speedy recovery. I really do, for their sake.
He probably will. Most likely he will. Knowing him.
The guy is a fucking maniac.
Yeah. Remember the pectoral injury that he had in 2007? Supposed to return in May of that next year. He returned in January. This guy's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. But no, you're right. For WWE's sake, he needs to come back soon because the company usually suffers after he's gone. So, yeah. But
good discussion we had there.
Oh yeah. But next up, actually,
I love the pregnant pauses we have. I love it. We make people check their people check their phones. They're like, wait, did something go wrong with my MP3?
but next item on the list, actually, on a little not really side note, but little breather here. CM Punk UFC opponent? Wait, fuck. Did the UFC finally find CM Punk's first opponent? My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Most of you guys know by now. CM Punk is gonna be fighting for UFC soon. You know, this year. I hope so. I think he will actually. But let's read this here. UFC President Dana White has been searching for an opponent to face former WWE pro wrestler CM Punk for his mixed martial arts debut. And from the looks of things, the promotion has found a candidate. White revealed back in December that he was using his new online reality series, Looking for a Fight. And this is courtesy by FoxSports.com. To search regional fight promotions, my bad, to find the possible opponent for CM Punk. Dang. Who has no previous experience or amateur fights in his record. In the latest episode, that doesn't matter. The fighter's name is Mikey Gale or Gal or whatever. A New Jersey-based welterweight who trains out of Miller Brothers MMA gym. The gym owned and run by the UFC, Stalwarts Gym, and Dan Miller. Okay, all right. So that's the guy's name. I never heard of him. Obviously, I hope CM Punk wins. That's all I have to say. I love CM Punk, so that's the thing. But I wish him success. I wish him success on this, though. How about you?
I think he needs to win, though. I think he needs to, because a lot of people, especially a lot of UFC fans that I know, we spoke about this a few times. They know I'm a pro wrestling fan. Well, not pro wrestling. No, I'm a wrestling fan. And they're like, okay, well, how do you feel about CM Punk? They'll say to me, just to try to get a rise out of me. I'll be like, well, I think it's great. I think whatever Punk wants to do that makes him happy, I'm happy with. And hopefully he can put on a good show during that as well. And they're like, oh, well, just another pro wrestler trying to do this. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't really think too much of it. And I think Punk needs to win, not just for himself, for the guys who come behind him. And I think if Punk, even if he wins the first fight, I think he needs to win a couple fights. I think he needs to win about.
Oh, yeah.
If he wins his first 3 fights, I think he's opened that door even wider. Because Lesnar was world champ, and they're still looking at these pro wrestlers who come over like punks, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, people are saying, "Oh, one of these WWE guys are going to learn." I remember seeing someone saying, "One of these WWE guys are going to learn when Punk first signed," And yeah, he needs to win this, for the people that go behind him, to come behind him. My bad, because he's getting a bad rep already. He even had his first fight. Yeah, he's getting a bad rep already. So.
Yeah, but I don't think it really matters though. I don't think it matters to Punk. Like, about the people that come behind him, I think he's just worried about himself right now. I gotta win this fight, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and I think he's just focused on that. Which, no disrespect to him, but I think just that's the best way to go about it for right now. Focus on you, get your fight together, make sure everything goes good. I wish him nothing but the best.
Oh yeah, me too, man. CM Punk, like you said it best. I'm happy for what he wants to do. It doesn't matter what I want him to do. He's gonna do what he wants to do at the end of the day. But, about Mikey Gal. Have you ever heard of Mikey Gal?
I have never heard that name, not even. And I follow the UFC a good bit. I'd never heard that name. And I think he's like 1-0, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he only had 1 fight. So, I've heard it, but I haven't heard it type thing. So it's like, I'm not like, I don't know too much about him, but I know he only had like 1 or 2 fights in the UFC. I think he's like 1-0 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, that's, anything else you want to add?
Nah.
Okay. Let's get into this actually. If you guys we were speaking at TNA earlier, another item on the list, my bad, but, James Storm actually showed up on Impact the other night. And I was tweeting about it. I was talking about, oh yeah, beer money's back, he's trying to beer money, but, apparently, I'm looking at this website here, Inquisitor.com or whatever. James Storm apparently returned to TNA after WWE offered him a low-ball contract. It's by Joe Budget, or Burgett, my bad for butchering your name. NXT clearly has become one of the top places in the world of professional wrestling. People want to be there now more than ever. When the likes of Jushin Thunder Liger comes in for a match, there's a lot of legitimacy with the brand. It should come as no surprise then that TNA star James Storm wanted to come and work for WWE and get an opportunity to show WWE what he can do. James Storm wanted to work with WWE as a player/coach of sorts. That's surprising, actually. Where he could obviously wrestle, but help train talent as well. TNA wanted to keep Storm and was willing to pay him a bit more to keep him. Storm felt WWE was the place, and Wait, sorry. The place to end. Sorry. The place to be and with interest. Sorry. My bad, guys. On his side. It seemed like the Cowboy was WWE bound. However, he ended up showing up on TNA. So what's your thoughts? I want to get your thoughts on TJ. What do you feel about him showing up on TNA before we get into it?
I think it's fine. A little disappointing for me, I guess. I really wanted to see more of him on NXT, but I guess if I'm not mistaken, did it say in the article 2-year contract? Because I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
Yeah, there's more of it. I just want to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, and he signed a 2-year deal. So I was like, well, it's a little disappointing for me because I was really hoping to see him on NXT some more. I like Beer Money. I was never really big on Beer Money.
Beer Money!
Like, I never really cared for Beer Money too much. Like, they were fine to me. So having them back means literally nothing to me. So it's like, I'd rather have you on NXT on a brand I'll actually watch week to week rather than TNA, which I'll watch maybe once or twice a month. So I just prefer it. And I'm happy for the guy because he got the money, he got the check he wanted, he got the deal, he got to have the run. He's gonna hopefully TNA lets him have a good run, and maybe we'll be hopefully seeing him back in NXT soon.
Right, me too, man. Yeah, because it seemed like his run never really got started. You know what I mean? So. But there's more on this article. Apparently, the TNA offer was simply higher for Storm, so he chose it. Storm can say that he competed for WWE. However, which is a pretty big deal that no one can ever take away from him. He basically used WWE to leverage a better deal with TNA in the end. Clearly, TNA saw that WWE was interested, and regardless of how low the deal was that they offered, they could have lost James Storm, which they already did, but now the deal was higher apparently. So
I'm surprised.
I kind of am, but I'm not surprised. I'm kind of split. Why are you not surprised?
They probably knew they knew that they were gonna try to get AJ in them. They knew where to invest their money.
Like I said, man, I was surprised to see Storm. I'm like, wow. Then again, if you guys don't remember last year, that Bully Ray actually showed up on Impact, and he didn't even have a contract. So I'm like, this is the same thing with Storm. No, it isn't. No, it is not. He actually signed a deal. He's actually, out of NXT. His run really never got started, like I said before, but the deal was higher. So the money's right for him, the money's right for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what they say.
Right. Anything else you want to say about James Storm? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Because I don't have anything else to say. You want to get into this? The big news.
What is it?
Well, if you guys didn't hear on Monday night. Anyway, if you guys...
Wait, hold on.
Whoa.
What is... Wait. Before we get into that, I know where you're going with this. You didn't even let me know, baby. Off the cuff. They didn't even let me know. See, this is the problem, guys. The entertainment world will mess you guys up. It's a hungry world out there. But, this is the time of the show. This is what we call topic of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
And here we go. What's topic of the show this week, Tyler?
WWE reportedly close to signing New Japan stars, including AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Doc, or Luke Gallows, or whatever, and Carl Anderson. Let me just read a bit of this article here because I'm going to get my own opinions on this, but in fact, screw it. I'm not going to read the article because you guys just want to hear our opinion on it. Let me give my opinion.
Because they already know the information. It's been reported on a dozen times 5 times 100. Go ahead, get into it.
Okay. So if you guys you you guys probably gonna know by the next couple years. AJ Styles is actually one of my favorite wrestlers. Now, if it wasn't for AJ Styles, I don't know where TNA would be even right now. But especially, I only put guy I was concerned with was AJ. I like Shinsuke. I'm okay with Gallows and Anderson, or Carl Anderson. But the guy I was most excited for was AJ. When I went out on Twitter, I just talked about AJ. I was like, oh my god, he's finally getting signed. And you never know, maybe this could, be influenced by the man himself, Samoa Joe. Because I said this before. He's going to pull for his friends, some of his best friends are, AJ, Daniels, and Kazarian. So, you never know, maybe Daniels and Kaz could go down there. You never know. But,
I don't want that at all. I want Daniels in the Performance Center teaching, honestly, with Coach Blue. I'd rather him as a trainer than a wrestler on NXT.
Oh, why? I can understand.
I think he has more to offer the people as a trainer than a wrestler anymore.
Because he's the same age as Triple H.
Like, the guy is very knowledgeable about the business. The guy is good on the mic. The guy can wrestle. He would help out the Performance Center so much in promo class and in ring trainings. I'd rather him in the Performance Center than doing anything on NXT. Personally, I don't really care to see Daniels anymore just like I don't care to see Jericho. I don't care to see Daniels in the ring anymore. So I want to see this guy helping young talent so they can be great. And since they lost Dusty Rhodes in that position of trying to create characters, I think Daniels could even help almost fill that void, which I don't think could ever be fully filled, but I think he could help try to fill it a little bit.
I agree with that, actually. You guys right. I'm actually a fan of Christopher Daniels, but TJ's right. I think he'll more offer in the Performance Center than anything. I think he'll help out a lot down there. He's great on the mic. He's a good wrestler. So that's obviously a good good for the people in the future for NXT.
And like you said, Joe is gonna pull for his friends. Okay, and I think that's really what this came down to.
Yes.
Even Storm getting in the door. Yes, you said that it helped him to get a better deal with TNA and some leverage, but I think Joe actually helped with that as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. He's gonna pull for them. But get back into this here. I was like, wow, this is kind of out of the blue, right? Just a Monday night while Raw's going on, I was checking on Twitter, just lying down about to go to sleep. I see that, these people got signed. I went on Twitter. Everybody was talking about it on the internet. It was reported. I'm like, oh my God, this is actually happening right now. So I'm really happy I rambled on long enough about that. You say something.
I remember when you had texted me, but it was like I have a lot of people don't know this. I have a lot of phones, so I remember Ty had texted me on Kick, but I have numerous Kick accounts at this point. I think I have 3 or 4. So he texted me, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see it. So my other phone's sitting on the floor charging. I'm on my other phone. I'm just texting, whatever. So. And I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't on Twitter. I'm just texting people and everything like that. So I wake up in the morning. I check the phone to go put it away or whatever in my bag. And I'm looking at it. And to mess with time, like AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura signed the WWE. I was like, what the heck? What? I go on Twitter. I'm like looking for some articles here, and then I see like a bunch of people tweet about to see like the hashtags. I see articles. I'm like, oh snap! I retweeted some stuff. I was like, oh my god! And I'm not one to always go out and just tweet about wrestling, but I'm like the guy to like retweet stuff and retweet articles and be like, okay, that was kind of a cool article or whatever. Go check this article out or whatever.
Yes.
So I'm more like that than anything else. So for me, I was just so blown away getting ready to go to school. I was like, wow, this is almost unreal. Cause I was saying this for so long. It feels like I've been saying this since like probably March of last year. So it's been since March of 2015. I've been saying this for so long, and I just thought it was so insane to finally have some confirmation and some closure on that story. And I was like, yes. And Shinsuke, yeah, that's awesome. I didn't anticipate that. Nor did I anticipate the whole Bullet Club, but it was great. It's like when your parents are like, well, yeah, Tyler, we got you the PS4, and here's the Xbox One too. You're like, well, the Xbox One's cool, but I didn't necessarily want that as well, but, I'll still take it,
Uh-huh.
That's what it was for me. And I was just I was like a kid on Christmas.
All right, man. But you also need to bring this into question. Are they going to let him use that Styles Clash? I have my own opinion on that, but do you think they're going to let him use the Styles Clash?
No.
Yeah, me neither, because especially with the injuries going on, he freaking sick how I'm not sure if probably broke his neck. He hit the Styles Clash on Yoshitatsu, and I saw the video clip. I'm like, man. So I don't think they're going to let him use it. He's going to have to use something different.
I hope they do, but I don't think they will. The likelihood of it is very low.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because they want, more of the guys to be injured, but, it's, I think he could come up with another one, or he has multiple finishing maneuvers, so that's not a huge deal, but,
it shouldn't really affect him at all, personally. He can do so much in that ring, so it's like, at this point, it's like, what would really hurt AJ Styles?
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, that's what I'm just thinking about. What would hurt him? And honestly, I think losing the Styles Clash would kind of suck for me as an AJ Styles fan. I really enjoy him, but if he can't do it anymore, it'd be all right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how I feel. Also, I mean, like I said, I'm really, really, really happy about this. After this, I'm going to talk about the Wrestle Kingdom show just a little bit, but to continue back on this, this right here, man. People are also talking about, maybe he could be in the Royal Rumble match. I do not see that happening.
Not at all.
Nah.
Nobody lets you fill out your dates, though. As long as it's not television dates, they allow you to fulfill them. So I think he's going to be finishing up a lot of his Ring of Honor dates, and hopefully a few more with New Japan, if he's not already finished. I think he's finished, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just Ring of Honor dates now to fulfill. So before he can come over. So, I can't wait to see what they do. And even then, I think he's going to be in the PC for a little bit. And if you guys know the Performance Center, I think he's going to be there for a while. Because they're going to, if you guys remember, if you guys ever heard the NXT Star SummerSlam panel or whatever, and Finn Balor, you talked about, they put Finn Balor in the Performance Center to teach him the cameras, teach him this. You have to learn some things. Even after you get a contract, they make you learn things. So it's like, probably about maybe 2 to 3 months without you being on any NXT television. So he'll probably do maybe a live event or two or something like that. I don't know. But he will be in the PC before he steps on foot. Even Joe was in the PC for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Joe said he was in the PC about a month and a half or something like that.
All right. Also a question, how long they're going to keep him down there,
Hopefully a good bit.
Hopefully
a good bit. You know what I mean?
Right, because look at Seth Rollins. It took him 2 years to go up on the main roster. He signed in 2010, November or August of 2010. He went to developmental like November, and then he ended up getting called up to the main roster this November 2012. So, what I mean. You never know. So, man. I hope they don't keep him down there for long, but we'll never get called up. And
it's great, man. Bullet Club, and they just been teasing stuff all week, and Balor holding the door for somebody, and I guess WWE owns the trademark or the licensing to the Bullet Club now, I guess. That's what I'm getting at. Because the Banks shirt came out, the Banks and Boss shirt with the Bullet Club logo, Balor wearing the Bullet Club shirt instead of the Balor Club shirt. I think
something's happening.
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that that they own the Bullet Club, the trademark. I'm pretty sure they own that now. I could be wrong, but I think they do, and I think that's interesting. But this is big. I like it, and let's talk about the send-off a little bit, about how they sent off AJ and how I think the storyline could be so interesting and how they can really ravel it all into WWE and from New Japan to WWE and keep the storyline alive if they do own the Bullet Club trademark.
Oh, yeah, that's right. AJ actually got kicked out, you see what I did there, from the Bullet Club.
Play on words.
Yep. That, Kenny Omega is taking his place actually. So I'm happy. I like Kenny Omega. I love I think it's called the Quartz Wrap, the electric to German suplex that he does. It looks awesome. But nah, man, you guys send off by Omega had him in a style Omega Clash, if you want to call it that. Young Bucks super kicked him, and then the Styles Clash or Omega Clash, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not actually gonna run down the whole show. It's just gonna take like a minute. New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 10. I actually did not watch the show. I actually wanted to, but I didn't. But you had Red Dragon versus Matt Sydal and Ricochet versus Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, and versus the Bullet Club.
Hold it right there. I don't even think we need to talk about any of the other show.
You really?
I don't even think we need, because people, all they care about is AJ Styles and the Bullet Club. That's all the people care about. People, if the Young Bucks want to come over and take the WWE schedule, go ahead. But that's when we talk about you more in depth on this podcast.
Oh, really?
Because, there's so much to talk about just in that whole last segment. The Young Bucks super kicking the crap out of Styles, everything that went on in there. And I think with the trademark tie, it possibly being owned by WWE now, I think the storylines could be insane. And if I'm not mistaken, with the trademark, I think they own a bit of the catalog as well. Just from the Bullet Club stuff. So that could be some new WWE Network exclusive shit that you guys can get over there.
So how about Okada and Tanahashi? You don't want to talk about that?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
Because honestly, there's so much, and I think it's so exciting because Kenny Omega was like, I put AJ Styles in the position, everything like that. I did this for you, man. I took the lower spot in the card for you, and then you failed, everything like that. Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, there's so much to talk about, man, in this, and it blew my mind. It's just I think this is just as big as CM Punk leaving the WWE. These guys coming in is just as big as CM Punk leaving WWE. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just as big. I believe it in my heart because it's just so huge. I haven't heard something with as much controversy in a while, and I love it. I love when the wrestling world's a buzz like this. I love this, and it's a great time. I think we're so fortunate that the week we launch this new podcast, we have so much great news to talk about and so much content to talk about. I thought that was amazing. But back into what we were saying, this is just so exciting right now that Kenny Omega. If you guys don't really watch New Japan, I'm going to kind of briefly sum up some of the storyline. So, originally, back in the day, Prince Devitt, a.k.a., as you guys know him, Finn Balor, started up a little faction called the Bullet Club, which is very reminiscing to the NWO in some ways. And long story short, he left, as you guys know, to go be on NXT. He went to go give it a shot. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to make this happen for myself. I'm gonna do it. And he goes, it becomes a success, and AJ Styles at the same time leaves TNA. So things could have never worked out even better for him. Oh, yeah. So as he leaves TNA, things work out for him in such a way where he's able to align himself with the Bullet Club when he goes to Japan. People are like, well, is AJ gonna go to Ring of Honor? Where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna sign? Is he gonna go to New Japan? He signs with New Japan. Also works Ring of Honor events. And he goes over there, joins the Bullet Club. He's the new leader, takes Balor's spot. And then they do all these great things. Kenny Omega's like, I'm gonna take the back slot for you, AJ. It's all good. You do you could be the leader. Go ahead. Young Bucks join. All these amazing things. The team is big. The team is great. They're dominating. They're killing it. AJ had a match with Shinsuke Nakamura for the IWGP title.
Shinsuke!
And that match was awesome. And
you saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And to wrap it up really quickly for you guys, AJ wasn't able to get the job done. Kenny Omega was upset with it. He kicked him out the group, hit AJ's finishing move on him, which is ironic. AJ hit Balor's finishing move, the Bloody Sunday, to win when he became in the Bullet Club. So it's kind of funny how tides have turned, and the Young Bucks super kicked the crap out of AJ, and that's how everything went. And I thought that was just so great how everything went, Tyler. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, me too. Actually, because we actually really wanted to watch the show, but I heard it's going like 2 a.m. And I'm like, But I'm really actually still do want to watch the show, because you actually saw the AJ and Shinsuke match. I did not, man. I heard the match was phenomenal. I really wanted to see that, but nah, man.
Hold on, give me like
They can do something with this if they had the
5 minutes.
intelligence to do it though.
Down
So
for like 5 minutes. All right.
that's all I have to say there. But I need to, or you want anything want to add on this? It's a lot we talked about on the AJ.
No, I think that's enough. I think that's everything that we have, man. And I just if that's it, I can wrap this up and let the fans know the rest of what's going to go on for next week's shows and shows to come. If that's it for today. What else
really,
do you have?
Really the kind of the Rumble stuff. This is gonna be quick though. Let me just talk.
Well, I think we should save that.
No, not really
special for them.
Okay, because I also had to know. Okay, let's save it. You're right.
Yeah, we have something special for them, so we should just like, you know what I mean? Like when that drops, we should give it to them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you guys have that surprise to look forward to, and that's gonna come soon. That's gonna be before the Rumble, so that's but yeah, that's coming. So I'm gonna just fill them in here, and then we're gonna let them know about what's going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was topic of the show. If you guys want to have your topic become topic of the show, please submit your topics below in the comment section of this week's episode if you want to be on next week's episode. So don't go for next week's episode, put your comments in next week's episode. It's not going to happen because the show would already been recorded. So if you guys want your questions to be in this show, your questions, your topics, put them in the comment section of this week's episode so it can be in next week. So put it in the previous week's episode so it can be in the following weeks. That's how you guys can do it to get your topics in this show. Or sometimes me and Tyler might just pick a topic and whatever we feel is the best one, we'll do. And sometimes we might come with our own topics that we feel like should be topic of the show. And listeners, you guys can also submit your questions, submit your topics, whatever you guys want. Submit questions, submit topics, everything you guys want, all in the comment section below of this week's show so it can be in the following week, so the previous week's show. And we're also going to be doing viewer mail in a few weeks. We're going to start up viewer mail from you guys, so you guys can send in, you guys send us letters. So you guys send us emails. So emails written in the form of a letter. Like, I live here, like, you know what I mean? New Mexico or whatever. My name is this. And then actually write a letter with a question and sincerely so-and-so. So you guys can we're going to do viewer mail and a lot of great stuff. All here to come. So this episode is a little bit shorter, but it's not going to be the norm. So we need you guys to really interact with us and really participate so we guys can give you the best show possible here on the iHeart Wrestling Podcast.
You damn right.
Anything else you want to add, Tyler, before we sign off here?
No. We'll be back next week, hopefully. So no, I think I said everything I wanted to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. This has been the iHeart Wrestling Podcast, episode 1. We're very happy to be back. Tyler, thank you for joining me.
Hey, no problem. Anytime.
Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the iHeart Wrestling Podcast going up every Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're a little bit late this week, but after the CNN news, we re-recorded the show, a couple audio issues, but you know what? That's showbiz. Re-recorded it, came back, did a better episode, and this is for you guys. This is a love letter. It's still Thursday, and here you guys go. Thank you for joining us, guys, here on Gamer Central.